Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, Life Unfiltered with Jax. So today I am spilling the tea on my weight loss journey. I have had so many friends, so many of you on social reach out and just ask me what I've been doing, how I've been doing it, and what are some of my tips and tricks. And I'm sharing all of that with you in this episode. So if you are someone that has been struggling to lose weight for a while, if you have lost the weight and gained it back, and if you're just trying to find a way to live healthier and in control and not make food the beginning and end of your existence, this is the episode for you. So, okay, just a bit of a backstory. I have been up and down with my weight for the longest time. I actually can't remember a moment in my adult life, and I'm 39 right now. I can't remember a moment in my adult life where I was happy with my weight, right? And so I think the most weight I had lost pre this moment was right after my daughter's birth, and she's 9. So, and I was banting, right? And then I stopped banting and all the weight came back. And I think that that's the thing with these massively restrictive diets. I think some of them have incredible health benefits. The trick, though, is strict adherence. Because the second we don't stick to those massively restrictive diets, the weight comes just flooding back, bulging back. And so I have done banting, I have done Weight Watchers, I was vegan for a solid year, and not because of any other reason that I thought that was going to be healthier. And with all of these massively restrictive diets, I absolutely saw results, absolutely. However, with vegan, I really enjoy a good Peppa Pig, so that was not sustainable for me. And then with the banting and the keto and the carnivore, that kind of stuff, I adore a good toasted cheesy. So that wasn't going to happen either. And a focaccia. Any hoosers? Do you want to preach about weight loss and I'm drooling over my favorite foods here? Anyway, so about 3.5, 4 months ago, a friend of mine shared with me that she had seen unbelievable success on a GLP-1. And a GLP-1 is a medication that was originally used to manage diabetes in patients. And, there's been 20 years of research about the health benefits of this medication. And more recently, I'd say in the last 3 to 4 years, people have been using it for weight loss. And over the last year have been public about it. And so we've seen an acceleration of stories around weight loss. Okay. So I'm going to tell you how to get it and where to get it and all that kind of stuff. And I just want to share my experience with you. So she said to me, Jax, try the medication. I was like, well, I've heard some negative things about one of these medications. So you get a semaglutide, a trizepatide, and a retatrutide. Semaglutide is kind of the OG. If you think about computing systems, it's like your Microsoft DOS, that dial-up internet connection, right? Then the trizepatide, which is what I'm on, is the next gen. And then retatrutide, now they're just coming out with, like, it's the iPhone, right? Every year there's a new model and it's better. So I'm on the trizepatide. Anyway, so I'd said to her, I'd heard some negative reports on the semaglutide. And so she encouraged me to disregard that, because the reality is most of the reports and feedback on the semaglutide were positive, and there were just a few little warmongers that were making this so negative. And so I decided to bite the bullet because nothing else has worked. And I mean, I've tried guys, you don't understand. Anyway, so I bit the bullet and I started on Mounjaro. And I know that I say that with such a weird accent. It's because I'm a Dutchie. But so I started on Mounjaro. And it's an injectable, for those of you who don't know. So I have a syringe and I get my little vial, and I inject myself. There are different places to inject, etc., etc. Anyway, and so I've lost. The last time I weighed was a month ago, so I'm due to weigh on tomorrow. And I had lost 13 plus Ks in 3 months. Now, what I want to say about that weight loss is I had a lot of weight to lose. And so I think when you have a lot of weight to lose, it is very, you see results very quickly, but that's not true for everybody that starts a GLP-1. A GLP-1 is a long-term solution or a long-term strategy for weight loss. And it has to be combined with reframing food, taking care of your diet, making sure that you eat decently, exercise, all of those kind of things. So it's not a silver bullet solution, because I think if you abuse the medication, you will see the result in your body, right? People have experienced hair loss. There is something called Ozempic teeth, because that's the semaglutide, that first gen medication. So there are ways in which to use the medication that is healthy and sustainable, and that's how I would recommend you use it. So I'm going to talk to you specifically about Mounjaro. So you need a script from a doctor. You can get, I think there's like MD online or doctors online here in South Africa, where you can get a script online, or you can just go and see your local GP and ask them for a Mounjaro or an Ozempic script. Get like a 6-month script. You can inject it anywhere. So what I do want to say, when you get your medication, don't get medication that has not come out of a fridge or is being refrigerated on its way home. So a friend of mine hasn't seen incredible results on her journey, and I'm absolutely convinced it is because her supplier is not maintaining integrity in kind of the value chain. So I'm convinced that the product, because with a GLP-1, if the product isn't refrigerated, it I want to say decompose, but that's not it, erode like thing. There's a D word here that's not coming to me, but it becomes useless to you. It no longer works. You have to refrigerate. In most cases, it says refrigerate before first use. I just keep my medication in the fridge. I get it from a reputable pharmacist. It's refrigerated to him while it's with him. And then when he gives it to me, I get it in a styrofoam, polystyrene little container with ice packs in. So, and then it goes from him into my car like that, into my fridge. And yeah, so I just think at a context level that don't be fooled. Don't buy medication that hasn't been refrigerated and isn't being refrigerated on its way home. Okay, so number one. Number two, inject wherever you feel comfortable. So I inject around my tummy, my little belly button. They say there's like a little O method. If you make an O around your belly button and inject anywhere outside of that O, you are injecting in the best possible space. People have said behind the arms. I think that's crazy. I tried it. It made no difference. Apparently, where you inject, if you rotate sites, it helps with absorption. So my last injection was in my thigh, and I'm completely drinking the Kool-Aid. I think thigh injecting is going to be my new vibe for the next season. So before you inject the medication as well, you have to help absorption, drink at least a liter of water half an hour before. And I'm not saying don't be the person that gulps it down. Make sure you're hydrated before you take your medication. It helps with the side effects. There are serious side effects if you don't follow the right steps. Nausea, so crazy in the beginning. And then, I just think it's nausea, right? Ugh. And so, well, at least those were my only side effects was nausea. I don't experience nausea at all anymore. I also just want to say it's a slow, do they call it tirade? Titrate or something. It's increasing your dosage. I made the mistake. I went from the lowest dose to the next dose within a month because I thought that that's what I needed to do. So I thought You start on 2.5, then you go to 5, then you go to 7.5, then you go to 10. Not the case, guys. You do not need to increase your dose. If you start with 2.5, and that 2.5, after a month, if you've lost weight, you stay there. You stay there for as long as you can, and only titrate, you only go up the next level if you stall for a prolonged period. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about stalls as well. You only go up if you stall for a prolonged period. So I've been, and I will remain on 5. Like I said, I went from 2.5 to 5 because I thought that that's what I needed to do. I'll remain on 5 until it no longer works. And it is still, I'm still going so strong on my 5. So I just want to say that about going up and feeling pressure to increase your dosage. You absolutely don't need to if your body is, if it's working for your body. Okay. If you go onto Insta, if you go onto Facebook, if you go onto TikTok, every human being on one of these GLP-1 medications is going to tell you that making sure you get your protein is hugely important, imperative. I was going to say impossible. It's not. Well, it's because you don't want to eat. But anyway, what you will lose weight so quickly. The consequence of that is that you are going to lose muscle if you do not do weight training and you do not get your protein goals. It is critically important. I aim for about 100 to 120 grams of protein a day. And let me also just qualify, guys, 30 grams of steak does not equal 30 grams of protein. It's not the same thing. I think a decent steak has about between 24 to 26 grams of protein in it. Chicken has the highest protein content to weight. Okay, so chicken is a really great source of protein for you. So you have to get your protein. I'm on a protein shake because I actually can't eat that much protein. So I have a protein shake from MetaLab that just helps me, and I mix a whole bunch of stuff in there. So I've got creatine, I've got collagen, I've got whey powder. I get like 74 grams of protein in that shake. And before you guys come at me that your body can't absorb all of that, I drink it throughout the day. So I don't go and like get all of that stuff down for breakfast. That's probably breakfast, lunch. It takes a while for me to get that stuff down. And you'll see when you start the medication, you don't want to eat. Thank you. You don't want to eat. So what it has done for me, so I'll get to more tips, but I was just going to say what it's done for me is it's created space for me to reframe how I see food. See, with my yo-yo dieting and with dieting, in my mind, I had demonized certain food groups. When I bantered, I demonized. Oh man, I demonized carbohydrates. When I was vegan, I demonized. Wow, I demonized some proteins, and so I have carried these unspoken beliefs about food with me. And so every time I would have a meal that I subconsciously thought was poison, like carbs, right? I would experience so much shame and so much guilt. And I would then try and starve myself to, just to let's get the cat o' nine tails and like whip ourselves into submission. And what this medication has done is it has allowed me to take a minute and really just think about food. And everything has been created to in some way nourish us, right? So Jesus didn't bring potatoes to the earth so we could hate ourselves every time we eat a potato, right? And the same, I believe the same with a nice piece of chicken. So what it's done for me is it has allowed me to reframe my relationship with food, because I don't have this constant food noise, this constant need to plan every meal and crave this. I had this craving monster that I just wanted everything nice because it was filling something inside of me, and I have no idea. Like, I had no idea that it was so crazy and it was so overwhelming, because it was, when you live with noise, a level of noise for so long, you don't know that you're living with a level of noise. It's just something you've become desensitized to. until it's gone and you have all of this mind space. And I had all of this mind space. And I did work with an incredible nutrition coach, Tony from Cape Town. If you want her details, I'll send it to you. She was insanely helpful in helping me reframe my relationship with food, so that now when I eat, if I eat a pasta, I know when to eat it, at what time of day is the best time to have a pasta. And I know I can enjoy it without the guilt. I kind of, my toes curl in pleasure as I eat my spaghetti bolognese because I'm 5. And there's no guilt because I understand what each ingredient is doing for my body. I now get to enjoy food, but like really enjoy food, not just for the taste of it, but the ritual of eating and knowing that it's nourishing. And guys, when you're on a GLP-1, you actually, the craving for the rubbish food really does reduce, and your tolerance for it really reduces. So the first time you go and have a greasy slice of pizza, you'll just want to make it at home because you'll know it's healthy, and you'll feel gross. And you'll be like, oh gosh, I don't want it. And it does absolutely reprogram your taste buds. For a minute there, I thought I wasn't going to enjoy coffee anymore, which I wouldn't survive if you take coffee from me. So it definitely allowed me the mental space to, alongside someone who understood nutrition, to reprogram my relationship with food. And I walk in such freedom now that food now enriches my life, and it doesn't take away from the joy I experience in life anymore. And it really did for a very long time. And so let's get back to the hacks. Make sure you get your protein. Make sure you drink water. I drink 2 liters of water a day. It's super important to stay hydrated. And then weight training. Muscle is just so important for longevity, especially in women, especially because we have osteoporosis, we have bone density issues later in life. Muscle just helps create healthy, lean bodies. And so I'm not saying go be a beefcake and, lift them weights and turn into a version of Schwarzenegger in his peak. That sounded wrong. Arnold in his peak, right? I'm just saying do some resistance training to ensure that you are, if not just maintaining your muscle thing, building a little bit of muscle for creating some fortitude. I don't know if I think my Google Translate's a little bit broken this morning, so you guys just have to forgive me, but bear with me, you will get the context, okay? And so what I do also want to say is, because we struggle, what happens is it slows, I'm going to bastardize this, guys, but it slows your digestive tract or something like that, which means that you can eat a little bit and feel very full for long, right? It takes so long to become hungry again. And because that is the truth, and because nutrition is so important, you do not want to fry your metabolism, that you're going to stall so quickly. If you are not, it's like parking a car in a garage and not driving it. The thing will stop working, right? That is the exact same context for our metabolisms. If it's not working, it's going to stall, and then it's going to take everything you do, eventually give it and store it for fat for later use. So you do not want to fry your metabolism. You want to keep her running and on fire for you, right? So I use a calorie tracker. There are billions of them online. Just go to the Play Store or go to your Apple Store and find any calorie tracker. Understand what your calorie requirement is. This is why it was good for me to work with a nutrition coach because she helped me. So I've got to do 1,800 calories a day. I hardly ever reach that. But the point is, I know that that's what I'm working towards. So I make sure to eat beautiful, full volume, calorie rich food in the meals that I do have, because I don't have meals often and I can't finish them often enough. I make sure that I just pack my meals with as much nutrition and keep them as calorie dense in a healthy way as I possibly can to get to that 1.8. If you are not conscious about having some sort of goal that you're trying to reach in terms of your calories per day, you will fall into the trap of not eating, and then you will lose muscle mass and you will fry your metabolism. That is not going to help you at all. That's not going to help you at all. Like I said, the medication creates some mental space and some space in your body that allows you to reprogram your relationship with food and how you see it. And our bodies need nutrition. You will get tired, you will get grumpy if you do not have the calories in your body that you need to function for the day. You are not going to enjoy the process, and you're going to have some crazy side effects like sleepiness and grumpiness and brain fog. And that's not the medication. That's a consequence of you not using the medication the right way. So I just want to say that. What else? So you can, like I said, where to get it. You can get it from go to any GP, get a script, or go to, I think it's MDs online or doctors online or something like that, guys. You can literally just ask AI and she'll point you in the right direction. And then get a script. I'm on Mounjaro. That's where I was afraid of Ozempic because I've heard some crazy, really bad side effects. I now know why people experience side effects. It's because they weren't using the medication correctly. Like any medication, like any intervention, if it is not used correctly, there will be unintended consequences, even if we know what they are. I'm on Mounjaro. It is the trizepatide. It has been, I think I will stay on, I'm never coming off. It's like, why would I take vitamins for the rest of my life? Because I know they make me healthy and they make me feel better. Why will I be on a microdose of Mounjaro after losing weight for the rest of my life? Because it helps me stay in the space of freedom. I don't know how else to explain not worrying about food or my weight. I've never felt this good before. I don't think I've ever looked this good before. And you can have that too. You can so access that. People don't resist something that is freely accessible to you. It's freely accessible in terms of access. I mean, it's not free, it's far expensive. I do offset the cost of the medication with the amount of food I no longer need to buy, because now guys, you crave healthy, clean food. I don't know what it is. I think when you get rid of all the noise and you get rid of all the nonsense in your system, your body actually only craves what is good for it. I really believe that God designed our bodies that way. Cravings for sugar, cravings for unhealthy processed carbs, that kind of stuff isn't natural. It's not how we are naturally designed to be. And once all of that nonsense gets out of your system, you only actually crave healthy stuff. It's wild. It's so wild. I can't wait for you guys to experience it. But what I do want to say is there are so many people who I do hear resist taking these medications for weight loss. And all I'm saying is it is available for you to access. Oh, they're making such a noise. I hope you guys can't hear it. It's available for you to access. And why don't you just give yourself a little glimpse, give yourself a little shot of what it would feel like not to be a prisoner or a slave to your appetite and your weight for a minute. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it couldn't be more noisy. I think that's my cue to wrap up this episode. If you have any questions, if you feel there's something else you want me to cover for you, please drop it in the comment section down below. I will get back to each one of you, and if there's a follow-up episode we need to make, I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy to share this with you. It has transformed my life. My skin is incredible, my body moves, my inflammation is gone. I used to get out of bed and waddle like a penguin because my body was so sore. It's gone. It's gone. The pain is gone. My skin, like I said, okay, there's foundation on here, but not a lot. And she's beautiful. And I feel good. I feel good. I feel like I get to experience food now the way Jesus intended for me to experience it. And I just want everyone else to experience this as well. So give it a try. If you've got any, here's my baby. Hello. That's my babies that are always filming with me. Give it a try, and if you have any questions, please pop it in the comment section, DM me, reach out. I'm happy to handhold you through this journey. It's changed my life, and I know that it will change yours. If you are anything like me and you've struggled with weight and you've struggled with food noise and you've struggled with the self-loathing of a dress size, even me, game changer. This is a game changer right here. Okay, I love you, Mandy. Bye.